Good morning. I hope you're ready for an incredible start to your day with today's Yin Yoga to wake up. My name's Taylor. I'm your guide. I recommend having one block nearby. A pillow can do just fine as well, and I'll see you to get started on the mat. Starting the day relaxed, make sure you have your prop within arm's reach as you lower yourself all the way down onto the back side of your body. Heels can come towards your glutes. Push into the soles of your feet so you can lift your hips. And glide whatever prop you have underneath your sacrum. Think your tailbone, upper cushy part of your bum. Play around and find that area where your hips feel balanced and like they can rest here. Arms can be out far from your sides. It's nice to have your palms facing up if you'd like to receive and surrender to whatever the day may bring. Or palms may face down, help you to ground, give you some support before you begin your day. Let your hips grow heavy into the support of this prop. And gently tuck your chin towards your chest as you lengthen through the back of your neck. Let your breathing be soft as we begin to wake up the body. Letting the body know that it's safe and okay to start the day slowly. You're allowed to give yourself time for yourself before you begin your daily tasks. Invite your breath to deepen a little, sending it into your belly so it expands like a balloon on each inhale and deflates with each exhale. Perhaps there's a gentle constriction of the throat, ujjayi breath, or ocean's breath. And this is audible. If your lips were to be open, you'd be fogging up the mirror in front of you with each exhale. And this just invites a bit more heat and energy into the body as we awaken. You have the option to stay here with soles of feet on the mat, or to lengthen your legs out, about hip to mat width distance apart. And notice if there's a pinching in your lower back. If so, bring soles of feet back towards the mat. And if this is a new sensation for you in this pose, just know that in the morning our bodies feel very different than when we practice later in the day. So perhaps soles on the feet is just what you need this morning. Take 3 more deep breaths here. Your next inhale, soles of feet return to the mat if they're not there already. Lift your hips up and remove the prop from underneath you. It can move off to the side. Let your back rest here in neutral, noticing what it feels like to be one with your mat. Knees come towards your chest, give yourself a hug, and gently rock from side to side, massage the lower spine. Release your feet back towards the mat and flex your right foot up towards the sky. Lengthen through the back side of right leg. Then turn your foot on an angle, toes point out, and cross right leg over left so the ankle lands just on the outside of left thigh, figure 4. Allow the right thigh to move away in space. An option is stay here or to interlace your hands behind back of left thigh as you hug left leg in towards your chest. Maybe you gently rock from side to side here. Find a nourishing spot where you want to settle into a stretch, most likely for your right glute. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale to release the grip. Left sole of foot returns towards the ground as you bring your arms wide into a T shape. You may shift your hips slightly towards the right and then allow your legs to fall heavy towards the left so right sole of foot meets the mat or the ground. If it doesn't, you can place a block under your right foot as well. An option to stay here just like this, or to bring left base of palm towards your inner right thigh, right where the hip crease is, and gently guide this space away to invite a stretch into right hand side of torso. Or final option is to reach left hand to right heel and guide your heel in towards your left hip crease. This will intensify the stretch in your right glute. Choose whatever option works for you this morning and allow yourself to settle into the stillness. Find 5 more deep belly breaths here. Release any holds you may have on your leg. Unfurl your spine, uncross your legs, and bring your hips back to neutral, arms by your sides. Flex your left foot towards the sky, lengthen to backside of leg. Then guide left toes out and landing left ankle just to the outside of right thigh. Feel left thigh move away in space. An option to stay here or to lift right foot off the ground. Interlace hands behind right thigh. Give yourself a big hug, maybe rocking from side to side. And know that if you're not reaching the fullest capacity that you usually do in this pose, again, the breath is, or the body is very different depending on when we're practicing during the day, how we slept, what stress we're holding in our bodies. So give yourself some grace if you're not the same as you were yesterday or last week. And settle into stillness here. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out to release. Right foot meets the mat, arms wide. Hips shift just a few inches over towards the left. Then let your legs fall over towards the right, left sole of foot towards the ground or a block. If you're noticing that there's too much of a stretch in the left glute, always use a block under. Be easy on yourself this morning. And same options to stay just as you are. Drive heel of right hand into left hip crease to lengthen into left hand side. Or right hand to left ankle, guide it towards right hip crease for more of a glute stretch. Notice where your mind is already going. Is it stressing about your to-do list or things that you need to get done today? Mentally taking note. Can you let any thoughts of the future go? And be here in this moment with these sensations. Reflecting on the good that you're doing for yourself in being still. And giving yourself time. Five more deep breaths. Release any holding with the right hand. Let your back return towards the mat. Legs uncross, both soles of feet towards the ground as you shift your hips back to center. Arms by your sides, and notice what it feels like to be here in neutral. Reach your arms up above your head and roll over towards your right hand side. Keep rolling as you strain your legs and come all the way onto your belly. Come to stack your elbows underneath your shoulders and have your forearms and fingertips point out long in front of you, preparing for Sphinx pose. Gently push forearms and hands into the mat and pull back in space to open your heart center. If this is pinching the lower back, you may walk your elbows slightly forward as well, still giving you a generous stretch this morning. Maybe you even close down your eyes. And I recommend having a pretty strong grip, fingertips spread wide, to help wake you up. Maybe you give your booty a little bit of a wiggle to help you loosen the lower back. And let your legs be heavy and soft. Ankles may even roll to the outside edges of mat. Notice if you're cranking your chin up and your neck back. Can you think of lengthening the back side of your spine, reaching crown of head forward? We'll hold this for 5 more deep breaths. Think of letting your rib cage melt towards the mat. Shoulders may shrug ever so slightly towards your ears. To release, bring your elbows towards the edges of your mat. Hands come to stack as forehead comes to rest on the back of your hands. Guide your heels towards your glutes and let your legs fall heavy from side to side in a windshield wiper-like motion. Extend your legs long behind you, hands come under your shoulders as you push yourself up into tabletop position. If you have knee sensitivity or like padding, you may pull your mat back and over itself, or if you've got a pillow or blanket nearby, you can use this for padding as well. Always optional. And then lean forward so you can tuck your toes under. Go ahead and reach back, get those pesky little buggers that don't like to go under if you have those. As we prepare for toe squat, you have the option to stay here with your hands on the mat. This is one variation. Or if you'd like to invite in more intensity, you can walk your hands closer towards your knees or even up onto your thighs. The closer or the farther you walk your hands up towards your hip creases and the taller your spine is, the more weight on your feet, the more intensity. Wherever you land, allow your shoulders to relax. Maybe you even close down your eyes. And if you're feeling any heat or fire building in this pose, welcome to toe squat. It's usually what happens, but it's really good for our feet, so we'll stay here for a short period. And know that if at any point the intensity gets too much, you may release, bringing your hands back towards the ground or come up onto your knees. 5 more breaths. Hands come back to the mat if they're not already. Untuck your toes. Maybe some circles of the ankles feels good. Maybe tapping the tops of your feet on the mat to help wake them up feels best. And then let your sit bones sit back on your heels. One hand comes to rest on your heart. One hand comes to rest on your belly. Spine is long and tall. Close your eyes down or have a soft gaze. And take a few final breaths here, knowing that you've done such a goodness for your mind and your body this morning, energetically as well. And you are so ready to take on the day. Bring your hands into prayer at your heart center and bow your head so your third eye meets your fingertips. Thank yourself for showing up on the mat today, for doing this act of self-love for your mind, body, and your soul. Bring your head back up. May you feel kind words. May you speak kind words. May you think kind words. Together, we bow forward and say thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice for yourself today. You practicing yoga makes the world a better place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon. Have a fantastic freaking day.